I don't know why we ever bother buying kids' toys when this is what they really want to do. How did we end up spending $1,000 at Costco? All we bought was literally food. So many hand-me-downs. Amazing, but how do I even organize all of this? School is starting again soon, so that means a lot of snacks, supplies, new clothes, and lots of spending. Unless you've got a frugal plan. If you're a parent trying to save money without losing your mind, you're in the right place. Today, I'm sharing 30 frugal living tips for parents. Practical tips that will help you stretch every single little dollar. Let's go. 1. Theme nights. These can save you time, money, and brain space. You can assign a theme to each night of the week, like Taco Tuesday, breakfast for dinner on Thursday, or leftover Friday. This way you're not starting from scratch every single week and wondering what you're gonna make. Let your kids help pick the themes and plan the meals each week. Maybe you have a different meal prep helper every single night of the week so they all know their job. And if you have artsy kids with too much time on their hands, have them create a menu so that everyone can see what's happening what night of the week. This means they're also learning about meal planning, routines, and budgeting. 2. Grocery shop with a list and a full belly. This one's a classic because it works. Shopping without a list is like going into battle without a plan. You end up with random stuff and you forget things. And if you're hungry, forget it. I'm toast. That makes everything suddenly look like a need. Get your kids involved by having them help add things to the list throughout the week and notice what we're running out of. If you're paper list people, keep your list on your fridge. If you have an app, they can help put it in. Also, spelling lesson. Older kids can help compare prices, help you stick to the budget, and figure out how to get all those extras that they want without missing out on the main ingredients. 3. Buy snacks in bulk and then portion them at home. Single serve snacks are like the most expensive way to do it. But at least when we buy a big bags of chips, somehow they just seem to disappear within a day or two. And that's why you have to portion them out. You can make this fun by setting up an assembly line with all your kids when they're not hungry and portioning them into packages so they will actually last. Because if you eat all your chips in the first 2 days, you didn't actually save any money. 4. Make freezer meals on Sundays. Meal prepping can sound intense, but it's really about cooking smarter, not harder. On Sundays, our schedule is normally lighter and it's easy to make a double batch of something and freeze half of it. Of course, do this any night of the week that it works. Chili, soup, spaghetti, curry, those things all freeze great. This means you have freezer meals to pull out when future you is tired and exhausted from an insanely long day and battling the soccer field. Takeout does not have to be the only answer. 5. Use a clean out the fridge night weekly. They say about 40% of food actually goes to waste because it just goes bad in your fridge. If you plan for that and maybe every Friday or Saturday, you're pulling everything out and it's a leftover night. You save money, you reduce waste, and you're getting a little creative. The kids get to build their own wacky plates like I'm gonna have a taco and a scoop of spaghetti. Perfect. This reduces that pressure to come up with a new meal every single night. 6. Skip the juice boxes and make something fun instead. Juice boxes are expensive, sugary, and they're gone in like 2 sips. Get creative and do lemon or cucumber. Let your kids come up with whatever their own crazy combos are and let them try things out. You could even set them up a little station and then they could make creative drinks for their siblings. They can feel in charge, feel like we're doing something a little bit fancy, but also not break the bank. 7. Double your recipe and freeze half. This kind of already went with that meal prepping one, but if you're already cooking, if you can just cook more, you can save it for later. It barely adds any effort and it saves you tons of time and money later. If you guys are a leftovers for lunch kind of family, you know that things can kind of get old and feel recycled real fast. But if you can freeze half of that meal, you can have something fresh now and later. It also saves you from that, oh, again, that we always get from our kids. 8. Buy the store brand 90% of the time. Spoiler alert, most store brands are made in the exact same facility as the name brand stuff. You're just paying for fancy packaging. Get your kids involved and do a blind taste test at home, cooking show style. See what things you can actually tell the difference on, and then have them calculate the savings per serving. This is a great way to teach kids about marketing and the power we have to resist. 9, keep a don't buy this week list. We all have things we toss in the cart out of habit. Extra cheap sauces, random snacks, the third type of yogurt. Instead of cutting everything, keep a rotating pause list. It seems like my kids get bored of eating the same thing, so one week they're totally into yogurt and the next week they aren't. So if we aren't buying it every week, maybe they'll still eat it. You could even add up that money that you didn't spend and then put it in some sort of fun budget. If you're feeling stuck in debt, check out my debt-free toolkit. It's in that first pinned comment and in the description. It gives you all the tools you need to stay motivated on your debt-free journey. No spending guilt trips, just direction and tools you need to stay the course. 10, teach your kids to pack their own lunches. Yes, it's probably gonna be messy at first. They might try to pack 3 cookies and a granola bar, but that's okay. But teaching your kids how to pack their own lunches can be money saving and time saving for you. This also gets them started thinking about their own nutrition because, they're gonna grow up and be grown-ups and need to take care of themselves. You can use like a simple visual guide, like you need a protein, you need a carb, you need a veggie, and then maybe a little treat. Let them fill their lunches the night before so that they're not rushed. And a bonus to this is they might actually eat what they packed because they picked it. 11, set a thermostat rule. Pick a seasonal temperature that's comfortable but still cost effective. Maybe it's 68 in the winter and maybe it's 75 in the summer. Make it a challenge for your kids to see if they can alter the temperature in the house without touching the thermostat. Could we open the blinds in the winter to get some of that sunshine in? And strategize about how we can open the windows in the morning during the summer to keep the house temperature lower. You could also rotate who is the energy manager of the house, who's checking that all the doors are closed, the windows are closed, and that the thermostat is staying on track. It's a fun way to make it a game and then also start talking about what the power bill is like and how it changes based off how we are managing our energy use. 12, wash laundry in cold water. Most of our clothes don't actually need hot water, and hot water can make them shrink. Cold water normally gets the job done and saves you on energy use. You can assign laundry days so that you don't have to sort out everybody's different laundry. And kids get that great life skill of learning how to do their own laundry. 13, hang dry what you can. Dryers can be energy hogs for sure. So if it's possible or practical, you can hang dry your clothes. Now, if you've ran the numbers on how much money you can actually save by hang drying your clothes, I'd be super curious to hear about that. Sometimes I wonder if hang drying is more an aesthetic thing and less about a money saving thing because it takes a lot of time. 14, use rags instead of paper towels. Switching to reusable rags can save you hundreds a year, especially when your kids are like mine and they're constantly spilling something. Just cut up a bunch of old t-shirts and use them like you would a paper towel, chuck them in the wash. 15, limit that light usage. Lights off means money saved. It's also just a great habit to turn off the lights when you leave a room. If you're not actually using something, why would it be on? My children definitely love finding me out when I accidentally leave the lights on. So just turn it into a game and see if they can catch anyone else turning the lights on and leaving them on when they're not in the room. 16, get creative with your hand-me-downs. Hand-me-downs are budget gold, but kids don't always love the idea of them. You can turn it into a fun event with a fashion show. People can vote on which outfits were their favorite and see if you can come up with some wacky outfits with some crazy combinations. 17, borrow tools from your neighbors. After a year, we finally finished our kitchen tile and we have been borrowing our tile saw from one of our lovely neighbors, but they didn't want to store it anyway, so they're like, keep it for as long as you want. No good reason to buy one of those specialty tools that you're gonna need for 10 hours, especially if someone you know doesn't even really want to store the one they have. This also teaches your kids how to share with others and how we can all make each other's lives better when we have things that we can loan out. 18, meal plan with what's already in the pantry. Before you just hop off to the store, check the pantry and see what could we make for dinner instead. This means we're getting creative and thinking about meals in kind of a new, fresh way. It's like those cooking shows where they give you a basket, there's 5 ingredients, and then you have to come up with something. Maybe it doesn't feel ideal, but trying new things can actually be really fun, and you'll come up up with things that you wouldn't have otherwise. This is also a great way to show your kids that the first budgeting move is not to run to the store when we run out of one thing. It's to get creative and find alternate solutions. 19, teach your kids to unplug their devices. Electronics drain power even when they're off. Try to get them involved by talking about, the phantom drain or what's sucking the power now that we're not seeing. 20, use fans instead of AC whenever possible. This is all about finding alternate ways to cool down. This can be like a science experiment with your kids. How can we work on the airflow of the house? How can we work on having the windows open in the morning so we get all that cool air in, maybe blow it in with some fans, and then close the windows at what is the perfect time? Have them come up with their own ideas about how they could make this happen too. 21, embrace the library like it's your second home. Books, audiobooks, movies, crafts, story time. Your library is an activity goldmine and it's 100% free. You can make your weekly library trips an adventure. If you're not an in-person library lover like me, use an app like Libby to take advantage of all those free resources and entertainment without having to go in. 22, rotate your toys. Instead of consistently buying new toys all the time, rotate your toys, put some of them in the closet sometimes. I feel like we always have too many toys, but if you can rotate them, you can keep things fresh without having to buy anything new. Also, you can kind of use a toy exchange with your friends. If you're done with a particular toy, wrap it up, send it over to your friend's house, then they have something new and no money was spent. 23, host playdates at home or at a park. You can skip that expensive trampoline park or indoor playgrounds just for a good old park or your backyard. Let your kids plan the activity, a scavenger hunt, a picnic, or even an obstacle course in your backyard. They will learn that fun doesn't have to cost money, and they'll also build that simple habit of hospitality. 24, create a chore chart where the rewards aren't about money. Instead of always paying cash, it could be something else, like picking what's going to be for dinner, staying up 15 minutes later, picking the weekend activity, or an extra one-on-one date with mom and dad. This way they're working on delayed gratification and they also know that life is not just about money. 25, buy used sports gear and musical instruments. Kids grow like weeds and their interests seem to change just as fast. Before buying the new cleats, the new violin, or the baseball glove, check Facebook Marketplace or local swap groups. There might be a family out there who is just one size ahead of you in this. Help your kids compare cost of the new glove versus that gently used glove. Show them how much money you can save if you just buy used. 26, make DIY birthday parties magical without going broke. You do not need to spend $500 on a party package to make your kid feel special. Plan birthdays at home or at a park with homemade decorations, maybe some of their crafts, dollar store supplies, and games like scavenger hunts or obstacle courses or cupcake decorating. Let your kid plan the theme, design and make their own invites. This way they can learn how to throw a thoughtful celebration on a budget. 27, set your toy budget before the birthdays and the holidays. I love getting my kids involved in the gifting of their siblings. So we're thinking about that sibling, we're thinking about how much we have to spend and what they think that sibling might like. This is a really fun way to think about budgeting and also think about what someone else might enjoy and how can we get creative and stretch that budget but still have a ton of fun. We are thinking about value comparison and the thrill of intentional spending. Way better than just grabbing everything off the wish list. 28, swap streaming services with friends. Having lots of streaming services adds up fast. If you're close with another family, consider a subscription share where you're each paying for one and then you swap a little bit. Of course, check your terms of service to see if this is actually okay. Even better, make like a movie night club with friends and then alternate whose house you go to. Let the kids plan the themes, maybe costumes, popcorn, all the fun. Make the watching of something a special occasion instead of something that we just do all the time. 29, give experiences instead of stuff. Instead of buying more toys, gift your kids things that they will actually do. Think museum trips, zoo memberships, DIY craft kits, or cooking lessons with you. Let them brainstorm like some experience wishes, and then you can work on saving towards one together. Experiences are memory makers, and you don't have to declutter afterwards. 30 limit just because spending, but make sure to leave room for joy. Random toy aisle purchases and candy bribery, they add up fast. Try to set a family expectation that just because we see something fun doesn't mean we're gonna buy it right then. Instead, create a family wish list binder so your kids can add what they really want. Then you can revisit it and decide what's worth saving for. This teaches them patience and how we make choices about what kind of fun we want. Did you know that the average American almost has $7,000 worth of credit card debt? So if you are in credit card debt, you are in good company. If you want to pay off that debt once and for all, check out my debt-free toolkit. You'll find it in the description and in that first pinned comment. This is all about empowering you with a clear plan about how to pay off that debt and stay motivated. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so that you don't miss what's coming next, and share with a friend who needs to hear this too. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye for now.